It's Papa for the boys, slogging through the swamp of spineless piety, with a soggy song in my heart. Today I'm talking about a truth so blazing it could singe a Universalist or Episcopalian, nearly the same absurd thing these days, cathedral. Being a Christian doesn't mean rolling over for every outrageous act cooked up in the cauldron of human folly. Love, my lads, is for people, not their despicable deeds, especially those that spit in the face of God, objective truth, and reality itself. And oh, how I'll skewer those lily-livered Christians who would trade their faith for a seat at the world's friendliest tea party. For you boys learning to think like men, not jellyfish, this is a call to grow a backbone. 7 minutes with sarcasm sharper than a bishop's glare. Let's march. Picture me, Papa, in a pew. Unlikely, I know, but humor me. Watching a parade of so-called Christians, their crosses dangling in like fashion accessories, cooing over every sin because they love thy neighbor. It means never saying no. Love, they chirp, as if it's a blanket big enough to cover every abomination from Sodom to Seoul. Wrong, you spineless doves. Christianity's not a free pass for every depraved whim that slivers out of the human brain. Love the sinner, sure, but their acts? When they defy God's blueprint, objective truth, that stubborn rock of reality, those deserve a requiem of disdain, not a hug. Take the liberal Christians, those quivering apostles of niceness, who would rather choke on their own tongues than call a sin a sin. Oh, they're so enlightened, smiling at blasphemies that mock the Creator's design, all to win friends at the cost of their own souls. Gender swapped to defy biology? Live your truth, they simper. Marriage is twisted into knots God never tied. Love is love, they bleat, as if God's a comic barista, serving whatever you order. I once tried living my truth as a 7-foot Adonis. Gravity laughed, and I stayed the fat old man. I'm not even 6 foot tall anymore. I used to be. More like 5'11" and a bit of change. Reality, lads, doesn't bend to feelings, and neither should faith. The Bible, dusty but not wrong, says God's the measure of all, not some wishy-washy cheerleader for human stunts. John 8:32, the truth will set you free. Not tolerate every outrage to keep the peace. When acts challenge objective truth, like defying the created order of male and female, or worshiping self over Savior, they're not just mistakes, they're rebellions against reality itself. Look, I love a good rebellion, mind you. My set list shows I'm no saint, but Christians aren't called to applaud every uprising. especially those that kick God's throne. Love people, yes, the lost, the broken, even the fools. But their deeds, despicable ones, get the boot, not a blessing. These cowardly Christians, clutching their lukewarm lattes, think faith's a popularity contest. Be friends with all, they cry, as if Jesus never flipped tables or called Pharisees vipers. They'd rather dilute their creed to fit a TED Talk than stand firm for truth. Adulthood, lads, means choosing sides, not with hate, but with clarity. You can love a man without loving his defiance of God's design. I loved my father, but his human failings, those got no applause from me. Faith demands courage, not a spineless nod to every fad that struts past. Young thinkers, hear this. Christianity is not a doormat for depravity. God's truth is the yardstick for acts that mock it. Those deliberate slaps at reality. They don't get a pass because someone's feelings are tender. Jesus didn't come to earth to hand out crying towels at a pity party for the perverted. I'd sooner smash my guitar than let it play that tune. Love the person, call the sin what it is. And don't let liberal cowards guilt you into betraying your faith for a handshake. And so, Papa, for the boys, slinks off, orchestrating a great requiem for spineless piety. Young men, love fiercely, judge actions boldly, and keep your drum louder than the world's applause.